not seem to be aware of the game that she's in, saying that she's being silenced and saying that she's being punished. Honey, like, who are you going to tell? All the other folks in the industry are just as dirty as the people that you are, claiming that you want to take down. And now no one is going to want to work with you because they feel like you're going to run to Twitter and tell everything. Like, hey good people, it's Kia coming back at you. I just wanted to talk really quickly about Bebe Rexha. She does not seem to be aware of the game that she's in, and this is just my opinion based on some of her latest tweeting from last week. And I'm not like a huge Bebe Rexha fan, so I don't know all of her backstory and history. I'm familiar with some of her songs. I know she writes for a lot of folks. I kind of liked that song that she did with David Guetta, 1 in a million, and I can't believe that we're both alive at the same time. I like that song, but I know she does a lot of, like, I don't want to say features, she does a lot of like duets, partnerships, which is great because it's a way to keep your name out there. Without like having to spend a whole lot of marketing budget. Like right now she has a song out with Kylie Minogue and Tovlo. And Kylie Minogue is like still one of the biggest names in pop, even in her 50s. Props to her. So like all that is great. But she tweeted a tweet saying that she's being silenced and saying that she's being punished. Let's see, she went on an angry rant writing, "I could bring down a big chunk of this industry. I am frustrated. I've been undermined. I've been so quiet for the longest time. I haven't seen the signs, even though people constantly are bringing them up and they have been so obvious. And when I have spoken up, I've been silenced and punished by this industry. Things must change," she added, threatening to tell all of my truths, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I just want to speak to her situation because it seems to be the situation of many, artists that are like signed to major labels, and many artists that I've worked with in my career. I've worked with a lot of Billboard named artists, and I've worked with a lot of bedroom artists to monetize their music beyond like what they're making on streaming. So that means selling beats, selling sound packs, things of this nature. Monetizing, your video content, affiliate marketing, things of that nature. And so the biggest thing for the folks, that I've worked with who have been on major labels and who are feeling this sense of being silenced, being punished, being restrained in some way, is to just deliver the songs that you owe and get out of the contract. It's like she seems to not understand that the music industry is the dirtiest of all of the entertainment industries. I used to act, so I've worked in TV, I've worked in Broadway. I was in a girl group. But the music industry is like the only one of the entertainment industries where there's no union. There's no union for artists. People can work you, 24 hours a day if they want to. There is no golden time. There's no overtime. There's no floor base level that people have to meet for you to go into a recording studio and write. Everything is like a gamble. You go in and, you might write a hit, but it might, you might not get paid for that, or you might not get credited for that. There's no parameters and regulations. So, it just seems like she might be trapped in a deal, where she feels like she's having to do things that she doesn't want to do, work on projects that she doesn't want to work on. And the fact that, she said she could bring down so much of the industry, we know that, like, Diddy is not the only Diddy, in the industry. So I don't understand, like, what she's talking about. And, well, I do understand what she's talking about, but I just don't understand why she thinks that going to Twitter is going to solve the problem. Like, she really needs to just deliver her albums. And if that's taking a long time, she can write under another name to make money. Like, she can still do writing sessions. She can do that stuff under a completely different name. completely different PRO, so that she can still have something going on the side while she's trying to get out of the current deal that she's in if she's unhappy. That's what Taylor Swift did. Like, she took her grievances to social media, but only after she had left her label. She had went and, signed this new deal with Republic where she's literally getting everything she wants, owns her masters. Like, it's like a partnership. It's not like, she's taking advances from them to record music, and giving someone else her masters. It's not that type of deal at all. Russ was able to, as he's an independent artist, was able to do like something similar. Because when you take the advance, when you're selling stuff, I'm sure that like she's selling albums or what have you, but they get to decide like how the recoupment happens. So for every dollar that you earn, the record label can decide like, okay, well, 85% of that dollar, we're taking that as profit. 15% goes towards your recoupment. Well, now your recoupment is taking forever. And when it's coming at that sort of rate, you're almost paying like 80% interest, like on the money that you borrowed. It's just going to take forever to get out of that recoupment. And if you're that unhappy, why stay? You've already built your name up. You don't need them to make a name for you. You have all these connections. You've written in all of these rooms. Like, if she finishes out her deal and delivers what she owes, she can, do her own thing. And then she won't have to, talk about taking people down because, honey, like, who are you going to tell? All the other folks in the industry are just as dirty as the people that you are, claiming that you want to take down. And now no one is going to want to work with you because they feel like you're going to run to Twitter and tell everything. Like, I'm not saying don't tell dirt, but just don't be a part of it. Don't stand by and see the dirt and say nothing or do nothing or just be complicit and then turn around on Twitter and be like, hey, I'm going to tell it if you don't do what I want you to do. Like, you can't hold a label hostage or even get them to do what you want them to do unless you have leverage, and she doesn't have the leverage. Like, Taylor Swift has leverage. They know that whatever she rolls out is going to sell. So they're going to do what she wants them to do. And she's not going to get into a slave contract with them. She's not going to get into a slave contract with Spotify or Apple. She'd take her music off. They beg her to come back. And she negotiates the contract for her streaming, which is completely different from what everybody else is getting on streaming. So, like, you just have to know the game you're in. Like, Bebe doesn't have any leverage. Having a name or being famous is not leverage. You do a show and fans are throwing things at you, which has happened to her like 2 times. It means that you don't have leverage. So, I feel badly for her and for other artists who, and like I said, I've worked with many who have just been like, it takes them 10 years sometimes to get out of a bad deal that they signed, back when they didn't know any better or were hungry or the advance seemed cute, back then. But you just have to be smart, and, move in silence. And, like right now she can be working to monetize her fans, by having them go with her on a platform like Maestro or a platform like Lounges where she can talk to them. She can do, bedroom concerts. They can go with her in the studio and see her BTS content. Like, she's got fans that would pay $5 a month for that, right? She can start that already as she's plotting her escape, off the label plantation. So that's the kind of thing that she needs to be thinking about, making thoughtful merch that she can be selling independently, once she makes her escape from the label plantation. I don't know how her deal is set up in terms of 360 and all of that, but those are the things that she should be working on and not like tweeting about, blackmailing folk. These are just my 2 cents, and I just wanted to talk to that issue because there are a lot of independent artists, especially who follow my channel. Okay, I have a baby crying, so I gotta go. If you want more information about how to monetize your music as an independent artist, check the link in the description below, and I will be back with another one. Peace.